Said, woe is me. Woe is me, I'm undone. It's all over. I'm doomed. For I'm a sinful man. I have filthy lips, and I live among people with filthy lips. Yet I have seen the King, the Lord of heavens. It's in that year that we're able to see the Lord high and lifted up, that we realize who we really are. Because sometimes we think more highly of ourselves than we are. Sometimes we're living raggedy lives, and we think we're balling. Sometimes we're missing the mark big time, and we're headed for destruction, but we think we got it all together. But it's when he saw the glory of the Lord. See, when you see God's glory, you realize what you are. You realize who you are. And when he saw the glory of God, then he was able to see himself for who he really was. I don't know if anybody in here has ever come to that place. But can I tell you, it's not until you see God for who he is that you are willing and able to admit who you are. Might be a player, but it ain't gonna last long. Might be smooth with your words, but it ain't gonna last long. You might have all the flow. Your bank account might be full, but it ain't gonna last for long. Does not make us righteous because our bank accounts are fat. Does not make us right with God because, like he said, you know what? I'm a mess. Wasn't until he was able to see God for who he was that he admitted, I'm a mess, and the folk that I'm hanging around with are a mess. It's hard to turn that stuff loose if you really hadn't seen the glory of God. And if you find yourself struggling with turning some stuff loose, it's because you have not seen the glory of God. Because when we've seen the glory of God, when we remove when we remove the King Uzziah from our lives, and we realize, you know what? I'm jacked up, but I got potential. I'm messed up, but I got potential. I'm off course, but God can put me on course. I'm not on track, but God can get me on track. And he says, I'm messed up. I'm jacked up. I'm headed to nowhere. And he says, and the people that I'm around, it's hard to sit comfortable around folk that are headed to destruction, folk that are headed to hell, and be comfortable around that when you've seen the glory of God. And he says, when I saw the glory of God, he realized that he had some work that he had to do on himself, and he had some cutting off that he had to do to really rest. I feel sad sometimes when I see people that constantly struggle. See, I've been there. When I see people that constantly struggle, but they don't know why they're struggling. And they blame the devil. It's the devil's fault. It's the devil's fault. Can I tell you? We give the devil more credit than he should get. We give the devil more power than he should get. It ain't the devil's fault. It was my fault because I shouldn't have been out there. It ain't the devil's fault. It was my fault because I really shouldn't even been in that scene right there. That's beyond me. That's where I used to be. But when I saw the glory of God, I realized that's not where I'm trying to go. That's what I used to do, but it's not where I'm trying to go. But if I can't see that, I'm going to still struggle with it. I'm going to still wrestle with it. I'm going to still hold on to things that are destroying me and killing me. But Isaiah said, when I saw the Lord high and lifted up, I realized that my life was jacked up. My choices are jacked up. It ain't nobody else's fault. But as Michael Jackson would say,